We're doing another unedited video because I am that tired and I don't have that kind of time. But hopefully, this video can be somewhat interesting and introspective, and I don't have to stutter so much or have to feel like I have to cut things out because, like, I in theory have the time to do it, but I just don't really want to. And, like, okay, we're just gonna. The topic of this video that I want to discuss is the idea of school because I don't think I think you can gather from my videos if you've seen them that I'm a full-time student. That's not a fun life. Anyone who's been a full-time student, I think, can agree. And it's really hard. It's frustrating and difficult and time-consuming, which is why I've put out a lot of these videos. Because I just don't have the time to make the videos that I want to be making because school is like a full-time job. It's not even a full-time job. It's like I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and talking with a lot of people, and a lot of YouTubers talk about how they don't really understand or they can't really tell like when their job ends and their life begins because their like life is their job. And like clearly this isn't the same thing, but like it's very similar to that because school doesn't really end. Like, sure, there's the specific time in which you go to class, like you're physically there, but then like you go home and then it doesn't like end. You always have homework and you will always have the ability to do more work. Like a lot of the classes, at least that I'm taking right now, like allow you to like catch up on work or do work in advance because they'll have like the whole syllabus telling you all the things that we're going to do for the course. So like in theory, if you're like proactive about it, you could just get all your work done really early and not have to worry about any of it. But like that's it really is hard to tell when you're done working for the day and you're allowed to just like do whatever you want. Like make videos or watch YouTube videos or eat or sleep because like on an average day I'm only at school for like 2 hours. But like my homework takes up so much time that I am working for like 10, 12 hours a day because it's just that much work. And like I talk to people who work and they're like, why are you complaining? I'm at work for like 15 hours a day. I'm like, yeah, but once you get home, you're done. Like you get to clock out. I don't get to clock out. Like it never really ends. And like even if I like take breaks in my work to like go watch a movie like I did today or to watch YouTube videos or to make YouTube videos, like there's always that like thing in the back of my head saying you could be doing work right now because there's always work to do and that's like so awful. Like there's no way to actually give yourself like a reasonable break without like feeling the guilt of you have to be doing more work. Or at least that's how I feel. I feel like a lot of other people can relate. But I don't know. I'm not a person who allows myself to not complete work. Like there's a lot of people that I've seen that are just fine like not doing work for class and I can't understand that because if you're assigned work, you like do it. But it's just there's so much to do. Like I literally have so many things to do and it's already Tuesday. Like somehow since like I've become a full-time student, Mondays have become my favorite days. Like I love the weekends so much now because I actually like get a partial break because I like that's the time when I tell myself, okay, the week is over, all the things that you have to do are done, and we will think about the next week when the next week comes, you are allowed a break. But like it's so easy to see how someone else could get like wrapped up in the whole you need to be like doing your work in advance because like actually honestly I do my work in advance. Like my English class that I'm taking, I usually do up to 3 days and 3 days, like up to like Wednesday's work over the weekend because I know that my other classes that don't put their work online are gonna just give me so much shit over the week that I have to get my English stuff done so that I'll have time to do my other classes. But like, oh, I was saying something before that. Saying something. See, this is usually when I would end it out, but I've got that kind of time. Oh, it'll come to me. But something about Like you're not allowed to like have a break. Mondays, that's what I was talking about. Mondays have become my favorite day because that's when nothing's really due. And it's wonderful because usually if anything's due like by Monday, you can usually do it over the weekend and I get that done by like a Sunday. So like Monday nothing's due and it's a wonderful time. But now I'm already at Tuesday and I'm already stressed. Like it never really ends and it's kind of awful. And I've been in school for like all of my life. It's really awful. I hate it. I it's just so much. I want to be able to like have a life in which I'm like, okay, my work is done. I can spend this time however I please so that I don't have that like anxiety and guilt of like I need to be working right now because I have that like all the time now. I'm not like allowed to like be a human because I'm always needing to work because that's really what school demands when you're a full-time student. It needs your like full-time commitment and attention. Like I could not imagine being a full-time student and like also having a job. That sounds like actual hell. Oh my god. It's just it's so much work. Like I am so busy and so tired all the time. Like before I was just tired because I was up on my phone and now I'm just like exhausted because I'm up until like 2 in the morning every day getting homework done, having to wake up at 6 to go to school and it's kind of awful. Um and like you're not like there's no time for a break. Like allowing yourself a break could be so detrimental to like how you do in that class. And like once you get to the level of classes that I'm at, you're like paying for things. Like this shit isn't like free anymore. We're not playing games. Like your money's on the line. If you like slack off, you're like costing yourself like hundreds of dollars. So, that's fun. It's kind of awful. I would love to live in a place in which this wasn't the case, in which I could have a clear definition on, oh, I could stop working now or blah blah blah. I feel like if I were like really good at like time management and knowing how long I need for each specific task, like I could figure that out. But also, you never really know until you get into an assignment how long it's going to take because something you would think could take like an hour or so could end up taking 2 hours, or reading you think is going to take like 30 minutes can end up taking 3 hours because it's just so hard to read. It's like it's awful. It's truly awful. Like I really hate this a lot. I have like at least 2 more quarters of this. Oh my god. This is why did I do this? This is truly the worst. Um and I'm like taking an elective this quarter, so like next quarter when I take like math, I'm literally gonna die because I hate math. Um this is great. This is fun. I really am. I'm just stressed, and it's very stressful. The pressure that I'm under at the moment. And I thought, since I don't really have the ability to make a video, let's talk about all this stress that I'm under. I'm sorry that I'm also so far away from the camera. I can't be bothered to like sit up in my chair. I can't do that right now. I'm so tired. Like I have so many things to do, and I have a like a big competition on Friday. Like so any work that's like due Friday night, I'm gonna have to get done by Thursday because I'm gonna be out so late on Friday competing. So that's fun. I need to get things ready because I have an audition coming up in like 2 months, and like that's it's not like I feel like anyone who's like good at performing can like prepare like closer to when the audition is. But like I haven't done a lot of theater this year, and I don't I'm my resume is not that good and I'm not that talented, so I need to be preparing now, and this is like my only like set audition of the year. So if I don't do this, I'm basically not doing theater for the year, which is not like a thing that I'm okay with doing. So I have to be preparing for it now. I actually start preparing for it in like August, which was crazy. I'm still kind of stressed about that. And the thing that I prepared, one of the people working there, who I am auditioning for, said, "Do it a key higher, do a step up," and I'm like, "Sure." I feel like I talked about this, but like, I have so many things that I have to do, and just so many projects and so many things that I know that are like coming in succession. But like that's the worst thing. Like I love knowing what's like on the horizon, what I have to be doing, but like giving me all these projects, it makes it so hard to know how much time to devote to it before it like comes up. Because the elective that I'm taking, theater, is like I really enjoy the class, but there's just so much to do because we have 3 presentations throughout like the course of the quarter, and one is coming up. 2 of them are coming up next month. The last one's coming up in December, and like the first 2 are like a week apart. And like on top of having these big presentations that we have to do, we still have like work to do on like a weekly basis, and each week we have to read a new play, and it's like so much work because I'm just not good at reading. Reading is so awful. I hate reading so much. Like that's a lie. I like reading things that are easy to read, but like academic text and reading like long blocks of things with within like a certain amount of time and like all at once is just so awful. My brain cannot take that. So I have to do that for like all of my classes. All my classes take so much reading. So like I have all these things to do for theater like week by week, but then I have these overarching things that I have to like also figure out when to like schedule time for on top of like my English essays that I have to do because we just got assigned a new essay even though we just turned one in on Friday. And then my history things we have to do because we have a quiz every fucking week. And my history teacher said that things are going to get harder, as if it wasn't already hard enough. Like, that's like someone telling you once you're already running on a treadmill and like breathing and panting and almost going to pass out that they're just gonna like make it a bit faster. And I'm like, what are you doing? It wasn't fast enough. It's I'm just so stressed. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. Um, Hopefully this is hashtag relatable because I'm kind of dying. But I'm almost halfway through the quarter, and if I could by some miracle, let's knock on some wood, like do good on the rest of my history test, I will be fine with my classes, and all of this will be worth it in theory. But if I don't, then this is all for naught, and I will cry.